Hi, boys and girls. We're going to not be doing 3 pages. We're going to be doing 4 pages today in our Journeys Reader's Notebook. This is Volume 1, Grade 1, and we are in Lesson 15. And we're going to be doing pages 216, 217, and 218, and 219. And yes, I am going to be combining my phonics lesson with the Reader's Notebook practice pages because the lessons will get more of your attention that way. So with this lesson, digraphs KN, WR, GN, and MB, we're going to have a lesson for that. Remember, a digraph is when you have 2 letters and together they make one sound. So let's go ahead and look at those. These are our digraphs. GN makes the N sound. So you don't even say that G. It just says N. KN, when you sound it, makes the N sound also. So not only does N make the N sound, but GN says N and KN says N. And I'll show you some examples. Also, WR is a digraph. It's 2 letters, but when you put them together, they make one sound. WR says like in wrap, like I'm going to wrap the Christmas presents, or write. Okay, there's sometimes digraphs that go at the end of words, like MB. That says This time the B is silent. This just says like in thumb. And then LK sometimes just makes one sound, and as in the word yolk. So LK makes the k sound, like in an egg yolk. Okay, so let's practice those. Okay, GN, what does that say? Does it say gn? No, it says n. And KN says n. WR says 2 letters, one sound, MB at the end of a word says mm. GN says n, and here's an example. The word gnaw. When you keep on biting something over and over again, you gnaw at it. Like a beaver might gnaw on the bark of a tree, or he might gnaw on a branch until it comes off the stump. So this says gnaw. It's different from a bite, because a bite is like something you do all at once. I'm going to bite that. But gnaw, you do it over and over again. But anyway, KN, remember what sound that makes? Mm, mm. Like knife. 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 There's a picture of a knife. Not a very sharp one. This says, oh, it starts with a KN. KN makes that sound. And you'll learn later that IGH, you just ignore the GH, and it just makes the I say its name. Night. This kind of night is not like night time. It's like a long time ago, men used to dress in armor like this and do good deeds, and they were called knights. Okay, WR, remember what sound it makes? Like, oops, like write. I'm going to write my name on my paper. The WR makes the sound. And there's an E there. It's going to make that one say its name. Right. Oopsie. Doesn't have a picture. KMB at the end of a word says So this says thumb. And there's a thumb. You don't even say the B. Thumb. And then, okay, LK at the end of a word, I already showed it to you. The LK makes the K sound. So here's a yolk. That yellow part is the yolk. The L does not sound. Okay, so there's your lesson. Now let's go ahead and apply that to our practice page on page 216. We're going to make this go up now, maybe to right here. All right, these are the digraphs. N, n, m. We're going to circle the two words in each row that begin or end with the same sound, and write the letters that stand for the sound. And so they have n, n, m. So we're going to say the words wrap, white, wrist. So these two words began with the same sound. And the letters that made that sound and wrap and wrist were W, R. This one right here. Okay, let's read these. Lamb, num, crab. Lamb and num both ended with the sound. And that sound is spelled with an M-B. Okay, kite, knot, knack. Knot and knack begin with the sound. And which two letters spell the sound? K and N. Grape, Nash, Nat. Nash and Nat begin with the sound. That sound is spelled with a GN. Nash, like you might gnash your teeth, like if you sort of hear that me gnashing my teeth. And gnat is a tiny little bug that flies around and bugs you. So what spelled that sound? GN, the digraph GN. Okay, next we have right, water, wren. Right and wren begin with the sound. How do we spell the sound? Well, we spell it in these words with the digraph WR. WR spells like in right and wren. Wren is a little bird, and right is like, we have to practice writing every day. We write. Finally, we have knife, knit, and kick. Which two words have the same beginning or ending sound? Knife and knit. They both begin with an sound. And the sound is spelled with K-N. All right. So on this page, we're going to spend some time making diagrams. And so let me give you an example of diagrams. A diagram is like a picture that you use to help you see what the author is talking about, or the author uses it. So in this diagram, we see this is a crocodile or an alligator, probably a crocodile, and it's showing its body parts. It's showing its tail, eye, legs, and it's showing you how its scales look up close. So these right here are called scales. It's covered in scales. And so this diagram, this picture, it helps you see what the author's talking about. Let's look and see if they have another. Oh, here's another diagram they used in your story. See that? So they have an image, a picture, and then to help you know what they're talking about, they have labeled it. Like if you don't know what a gill is, you really can't see them, but they're going like this, and they let the water pass through, and the gills take all the oxygen out of the water so that they don't have to breathe it in through their nose. They just get the oxygen through their gills. They need oxygen to live. and water has lots of oxygen in it. And here are the fins. It shows you an example of a fin. You see how he swims with his fin. He has a back fin that's sort of laying down right now, but it's another fin. Shows him where his tail is. So anyway, that's a diagram. And so now we are going to make some diagrams, 2 of them. On this page, we're going to make a turtle, and we're going to label it. And the words we have to label with it are these right here. We have to say where its scales are, where its tail, eye, legs, and shell. So let's go ahead and make a turtle. Here's the shell. Here are his legs. Here's his head and his tail. And let's make some scales on him. That's how I make scales. If you want to make it a different way, you can. Okay, so now we have to label it. Scales. Okay, I think for me, I'm going to make 2 arrows to 2 scales. Scales. And put a circle just like the book did. Now let's label the tail. Here is the tail. I'm going to write tail and put a circle around it and maybe a little arrow. Now everyone knows that that is the tail. Eye. Here's the eye. So I'm going to have to make the arrow go like this and put the word eye. Okay, legs. Let's go ahead and write the word legs down here. And we'll put some arrows to the legs. And finally, the shell. So all of this is the shell. So I'm just going to point like right there and write shell. I've made a diagram. Now anyone who sees this will know what I'm talking about if I were to say scales or eye or legs. You know what I was talking about because I made that diagram. You can stop the video here and finish your work. When you're done, you can move ahead to the next part of the video, which we'll do right now. On this one, you get to draw a picture of yourself, and you're going to use these labels: hair, eyes, mouth, legs. Okay, so I have to have legs on here, so they're going to be below, like right here. And I have to have hair, eyes, mouth up here. So I'm going to make my head pretty big. If you're a boy, you do this different, okay? I'm going to just draw myself. Okay, I have black hair, I have black eyebrows, I have dark eyes, and here's my mouth. Okay, I'm going to put my mascara on. Okay, I have long hair. Okay, so I have my hair, I have my eyes, I have my mouth. Now I have to get my legs. So let me see. Here's my pants. My legs are inside my pants. Here's my shoes. I'll go ahead and put my arms too. Okay. All right, there's me. You draw you. And I'm going to go ahead and start labeling my diagram. So this says hair. And this says eyes. Now we have to have one up to my mouth. Mouth. And then legs. My legs are down here. There's 2 of them. I think I'll go like this. Legs. Oopsie. Well, we know what to do when we make a mistake. Okay, legs. So I'm going to put an arrow here. And I'm going to put an arrow here. And I'm going to circle it. There, sorry about that. So I made a diagram of myself, and yours is going to look a lot different than Miss Gillum's. Yours is going to look like you. So do a good picture of you. Make sure your head is pretty big so you'll have room to put the eyes and mouth and the hair. Make your picture go from top to bottom. Then it'll be easy for you. Okay, one more, and we're done with our pages for the day. These are our spelling words with our long I sound. See if I can find them. Let's go ahead and read them. We have our test on them on Friday. Drive. Drive. When you are around 16 years old, you can learn how to drive. This says mice. Mice are like more than one mouse, or mice. White. That's a color word. I hope you remember the H when you write it. White. Has that digraph in the beginning with the W and H making one sound. W. White. Stripe. Actually, this is not on this page, but it is one of our challenge words. Stripe. It has a triple cluster. St-er. St-er. Are you going to hear those sounds and write the spellings for them? Stripe. Stripe. This one says, let's see, you read it. Did you say bike? Good job. Remember when you're spelling it to write b-ike. And don't forget the E. If you do, you get the whole word wrong. Oh, this one rhymes with bike. It says like. Do you like watermelon? I do. Kite. Kite. Don't forget the E. It's silent, but it's necessary to make the I say its name. Kite. Time. 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 The E is necessary to make the I say I. Time. What time is it? Okay, let's go ahead and do our spelling practice page. Write the spelling words that rhyme with hike. Okay, hike is in the I-K-E word family. Ike. So I'm looking for words that end with I-K-E, not that one. I-K-E, this one. Okay, like. I-K. Oh, the K makes a K sound. Like. Okay, let me see, there's another I-K-E word. I-T-E, I-K. There it is. What does that one say? Bike. B-I-K. Okay, write the spelling words that rhyme with bite. So bite ends with I-T-E. So any word up here that ends with I-T-E is probably going to rhyme with it. That doesn't have I-T-E. That one does. Kite. Bite. Kite. They rhyme. They end with the same vowel consonant sound. The same phoneme. Kite. Okay, I-T-E. That other one has I-T-E in it too. That says white. Bite. White. Remember when you spell white, it begins with a digraph. W-H. I. You'll have to study that one. White. You can't hear the E. Remember, they're silent. They just make these say their names. Write the spelling word that rhymes with dime. And dime ends with I-M-E. So let's see. That one ends with I-M-E. That says time. I'm. Time. Write the spelling word that rhymes with hive. Okay, hive ends with I-V-E. Drive ends with I-V-E. So let's write drive. D-er. Der. That starts with a consonant blend. Der. I-V. And the E silent. All of our spelling words end with an E. You can't hear it, but it has a job to do, which is to make the I's say their names. Don't forget that for your spelling test. Boys and girls, that was a long lesson. And now, after all our hard work, I'm going to say goodbye. And till next time.